Hello and welcome to our last episode of the semester.
It's exciting but also sad, guys.
I'm insanely sad.
But we're here together and we're strong together. And let that be known.
Wouldn't do it with anyone else.
Literally. Oh, squeeze tight.
So we're both going abroad next semester and you can expect some clips from over yonder. That should be just
We're going to let everyone know what we're doing abroad, so get ready.
But that being said, let's get into our topic of tonight. And since we're moving away, let's pay homage to where we live right now.
Wait, did you say homage?
Am I right?
Homage?
Homage. Wait, let me redo that line. Since we're going away,
hey guys, let's play homage tonight. Get ready. We are playing homage to fashion and politics. Clock it. Because what are we in?
DC.
Hey!
Where do all of your friends work?
The Hill. I was going to say the government.
The federal government.
Yeah.
I never see my roommate anymore. Why? Because he's working for some senator.
Bruh.
No, I don't know her name.
It's okay. I worked at EPA last year. I'm actually also a part of that crew. But don't tap in because it's unpaid. Anyways.
Love a good internship. And let's talk about living in DC and what that fashion looks like.
Yeah.
We definitely touched on this when we're talking about teens versus 20s fashion.
True.
How we've matured our taste in our 20s. I think a lot of that has to do with being in DC.
Yeah.
But we have some great images, moments to speak on in politics that happened that I didn't know about.
And I want to say this was greatly inspired from our last episode. If you tapped in, we talked about Michelle Obama's new book about all of her looks being a political figure. And so this was inspired by that. But it is also preemptively inspired by our spring magazine's theme, politics and fashion.
Ooh.
So we're low-key also giving a little sneak peek to the viewers.
Let it align.
Yeah, of what you're going to be seeing in the spring from FBA.
Okay, first we'll start with our first example. I think a big theme here is going to be fashion being expressed, being a version of expression.
Right.
Amidst political controversy or situations where self-expression can be nitpicked on rather than the issue itself.
Yeah.
So Zoe got our first example.
Yes. Okay, guys. This is someone who I found. Her name is Madeline Albright Barley. And something that I loved about basically the particular thing about her fashion is that she has an extensive collection of brooches. And she will wear a different brooch depending on how she feels about the topic of the day.
What are her brooches?
She has different bugs.
My grandma has to brooches.
See, that's the positive that she would be portraying. She has butterflies, flowers, balloons, to portray that it's a good day. And then she has bugs such as roaches and different carnivorous, whatever it's called, animals, to be this is a bad day. And basically, I don't know exactly when, I don't have the exact dates, but she was Secretary of State, so she worked a lot on nuclear weapons and military era. And so she would literally use these brooches to communicate how she felt about the topic of the day or how things were going in that sector. And I thought that is such an iconic small fashion piece to communicate outwardly, I'm not agreeing with these decisions that are being made militarily, or I am agreeing and you guys should tap in. I thought that was such an iconic small fashion little notion towards.
It's interesting. It makes me think of self-expression while you have to wear a uniform. So I mean, we're looking at a photo where she's in a blazer.
Yeah.
When you work in Congress, you gotta be business.
Yeah.
You're wearing a blazer. True. You're wearing something professional to present yourself.
Yeah.
And that is a uniform in itself, where you might not want to always wear slacks and a blazer. And so this way of expressing yourself with the brooch, I mean, it just reminds me of standardized like schooling, when my first opinion essay was, what do you think about uniforms in schools?
Right.
And you could be like for or against, and the self-expression thing. This is a great way of doing it. And I think it also brings what is essential is humanity in Congress. Is humanity on that floor talking about the issues.
Yeah.
And while she gives that professional front, she's got her heart there. She's got her head in the game.
Like, she's still showing her personal opinion in the midst of it. And also, and this is just as a preface, guys, I'm a student in IA studying.
What's IA?
I'm studying international affairs, concentrating in gender. So fashion and politics actually does come up in classes, because it's so specifically like women politicians are only focused on for things like their appearance. But to me, what I think is so cool about this is obviously she's still like in the mold, like you said, like the uniform of politics, but she's still putting outwardly her view through this like specific fashion moment. So I really like appreciate that element of it. And it's like not as easy for people to attack her, because she's not like changing her whole outfit like drastically. It's just this little brooch. So it's like, what are you going to say? Like,
that being said, it's just her touch. It doesn't take away from the conversation at hand.
Fully. Yeah.
Also, if I could add,
yeah.
I also think it's so great that she's able to get more of her view in, especially as a woman in politics, where your views may not always be like heard, or what you're
for
saying
sure
be heard, but she always has something on her that shows what she believes in, even if things may get twisted, but it's something that she like at her core believes in, and like
no, I totally agree.
Seen, even if she's being spoken over or poor media coverage.
Yeah, I totally agree. And especially like something very niche about her is that she is in the nuclear space and like the military space, and that is a very niche realm for women to be in. Like they're very outnumbered there. And so I think, to your point, that's like very important for her to still have her own voice show through, especially with that whole realm and how it's so masculinized. So I think that element of her like title adds even more to the fact that she's like still showing her voice and her opinion on such things as like the military moves of the US.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And she still gets to show her own self-expression.
Yes, and like through like different kind of like, okay, a flower this day, a balloon this day, wait, just kidding, a roach this day, y'all are being bad. Like, let them know, girl, let them know. I love that.
Yeah, that's sweet, because I think about like when I wake up, I'm like, how am I feeling today? And it might affect how I dress. I might have woken up feeling poopy today, but I'm gonna give it my all.
Yeah.
But talk about waking up and knowing how you're gonna dress to transition into Wendy Davis's filibuster sneakers.
Yes. I also saw this, you guys, and I honestly thought this was so iconic. So basically, she did a filibuster in 2013 in Texas because they were about to change laws on abortion access in the state. And
she showed up ready.
Yeah, and so I don't know, for all of those out there who aren't totally familiar, a filibuster is you're just like passing time basically to like delay a vote. But
passing time by speaking. You're speaking
by
to the mic
speaking,
and you're talking so that no one can vote.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't sit down, you can't lean on anything, you can't take a break. Like otherwise,
very formal.
Yeah, otherwise like your speech is over. And so what I love about this is we have her in like orange like sneakers basically,
like neon running shoes
or maybe they're pink actually. Yeah, it says pink there. Anyways, but like running shoes to be more comfortable, to be able to stand longer, to be able to filibuster longer. And obviously because she was filibustering for women's rights and abortion access, they kind of became like an iconic symbol because that's like what you need. It's like, okay, yeah, like as a woman, it's not necessarily like standard to wear running shoes to the state government, like your job there. But if she's gonna be standing up there and pushing for hours on end, like, yeah,
she showed up ready.
Yeah, she's gonna wear a comfortable shoe because she didn't come to play. Like, what?
I feel like I see a lot of times that people might walk to the office in the shoe that might be comfortable, and once they get there, they have a pair of nicer shoes
like
with
heels.
maybe women might have like the heel that they want to wear in the office that day, and they change when they leave. So that just enforces the standard that to feel dressed up, you need that little flat or that sleek shoe design or heel or boot.
Yeah.
To fit the business casual uniform.
Yeah.
In this example, she is putting herself in the spotlight with this filibuster.
Yeah.
Especially on such a hot topic. In neon sneakers. They're not only pink, but they have a green contrast for the logo.
Yeah.
And that's function over form.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she walked to the office in those or she had them in her bag ready.
Yeah.
And changed when she was done. Because you would never see this sneaker otherwise walking around in Congress.
Fully. And I think this might be like a really niche shout, but has anyone seen Scandal?
A bit.
Yes. Okay. Do you know when Nelly like filibusters in the Senate? And okay, guys, basically this reminds me of when she filibusters. So wait, am I saying her name right?
Is it Kerry Washington?
No. So
shout out Kerry Washington, GW alum. Scandal.
Ay! No, but for context, basically like Nelly is the wife of the president in the show.
Okay, yeah.
But she like wants to be her own political figure, so she runs for Senate, and so she gets a role in Senate. And then suddenly, like, and there's this like collective of women in the Senate who like meet together and like make decisions together. But then a bill comes up that's going to take away like abortion access. And this is like
same topic.
Exactly. But she's like, and all of the women in this group that meet together, they are deciding not to stand up against it. Do you remember why, Lily? I think it's just because they want to get reelected, right? Yeah. Okay. But Nelly is like, no, like, I'm going to stand up against this. So she filibusters. She stands, she filibusters, she realizes like it's like a struggle. And while this is happening, Kerry Washington's character is watching her on like the TV or whatever, wherever it's being televised. And she realizes that she needs to help her. So she shows up and she convinces one of the other members of the Congress to ask a question, because if someone asks a question,
they can keep talking.
They keep talking, asking their question. The person gets a break.
Do you remember Tory Booker's filibuster?
No. Wait.
Do you want to finish your piece first?
Yeah, I was just going to say, basically, Kerry Washington pulls up, convinces one of the women from this like group that meets to ask a lengthy question so that Nelly's character can go to the bathroom and then come back, and the filibuster doesn't like get discounted or end.
It can continue.
Because like the whole time that she was gone, this other person was asking a question, so it can't necessarily end. Is that like what you were going to, is that?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because the way the filibusters work, it's very strategic in the way that Kerry Washington's character definitely prolonged that question. She had lead up. She said, so considering blah, blah, and I grew up, blah. I haven't seen the episode.
No, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And she won't actually ask the question until she knows her friend is back and ready to answer.
Exactly, yeah.
Tory Booker is a senator. I'm pretty sure he's a senator from New Jersey. And it was last semester that he stood for 20. I was going to say just over
25
for 25 hours.
Jesus.
Filibustering.
That's crazy.
I was crying watching it. I only saw a little bit because amidst the political state that we see right now, being scared and being believing in humanity.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to get political in the political episode.
On our political episode.
But he stood on that floor and kept it.
What was he filibustering to stop?
Trump, straight up. It wasn't a singular act. It was what's going on. What's going on right now is wrong. Grocery prices are rising. Our middle class can't pay for things.
Yeah.
These tariffs.
For 25 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And that made
amazing. That's
what made me think of it is because his peers, his Democratic peers, would be there and they would help him out. They show up with their question and they could sit and asking it, but they stand up because they stand in solidarity with him. And they help him and they prolong their question and they both give each other a smile because they know they're just both wasting time. And someone asks a question and Tory Booker gives him a smile. He peels to that page in his laminated binder and so glad you asked about housing right now in America.
Oh my God.
It made me so emotional because of the act of desperation to save our middle class in America.
For sure. And I think that's like going back to our girl that we first started on this topic about with her sneakers. I almost think that it's so interesting that like to wear sneakers for that, which is low-key essential, is such a fashion statement in itself, like is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that speaks to like the fashion standard that women in politics are held to, but then also just the fashion standard in like politics, period. Because it's like, okay, well, you're like congressman is going to go stand for 24 hours or 25. It's like, what do you think? Like, are you expecting him to stand in dress shoes for 25 hours? Like, would you do that? Like, no. Like, that's low-key athletic as fuck. Like, be in running shoes. Like, what? It's crazy to me.
Something that's definitely going to come up across this whole episode is just politicians definitely do not focus on fashion because when reporters focus on that, it takes away from the issue at hand and the words that come out of their mouth and what they actually want to come out of their statement. This transitions great into the Obama tan suit. We couldn't do this episode without it. And I think I've mentioned it in several episodes before. Yeah.
This has been a long time coming for you. Take it away.
But this is funny. Last episode in the fashion update, we talked about Michelle Obama's The Look book.
Yeah.
The title of the book being The Look, coming out. And Michelle Obama made a point of not entertaining questions or really speaking further on how she chose to dress or what to wear while her family was in office because it takes away from the point. It's distracting. And it's nothing to focus on when there are bigger issues at hand.
Yeah.
And so Obama's tan suit caused major strife in the media because he was reporting on terrorism, which is a very serious topic for the U.S. And people criticized that the topic was too serious for an informal suit.
Yeah.
I guess we can define an informal suit as something that's not navy or black, like what he would normally wear.
Yeah.
This is the clearest example of focusing on what a politician might wear rather than the important message that's behind it. It's interesting how, I mean, when you're in politics and on the spotlight, people who are against your point will find any way to belittle the person itself.
For sure.
In order to discredit their point.
Yeah.
So this gave great advantage to anyone who didn't like Obama in saying, he didn't show up serious. He's not formal. He doesn't care about this. He's not the right person for the job.
Yeah.
And that's an example when they turn their focus to what he's wearing instead of the issue at hand.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Imagine that with our president today. You could wear a T-shirt to a press briefing, and they'd say,
yeah,
his MRI is fine, guys.
MRI is fine. Wait, I do have to add in, and this, like, isn't something that we, like, had talked about before, but I did see this, and I do remember this, when Kamala Harris did her first debate.
Mm-hmm.
She was wearing a pair of earrings, and I can't exactly...
Earrings?
Yes, and I can't exactly remember what the brand was. Tiffany? But do you know what I'm talking about? Everyone was saying, oh my God, she's wearing headphones, because they were comparing them to looking a lot
audio earrings.
Yes, looking a lot like these headphones, and they used that to criticize her for her debate, saying that she was being fed answers through these audio headphones, even though she was just plainly wearing Tiffany earrings. And that speaks exactly to your point of
picking something they're wearing.
And this, I think, we can obviously call out specifically being targeting a woman politician, a female politician.
Same way they were targeting the first Black president.
And snaps to that. Exactly. It's like anything that you can other than what they're like saying. It's like, imagine you're listening to them speak the way that we are on our podcast. You couldn't pick out what they're wearing. You couldn't pull out anything other than their words to come at them for. But appearance is it has such a heavy weight when you're in the spotlight like that, because people will use that against you.
Yeah.
So that really made me think about that, because that was that was low-key outrageous to be like, her earrings are Bluetooth headphones and she's being fed answers. Don't trust her. Like, that's crazy.
Anything to pick on,
especially when it's a woman, bruh. Me being an IA gender, I'm like low-key biased. I'm like, especially when it's a woman.
Intermission.
Hey guys, so we're in an intermission right now because we didn't properly charge our shit.
Wait.
And now Jazzy's gonna do a little stretch for you guys. Oh wait, a dance.
Oh, I could do yoga.
Damn. Okay, she's hitting that. But let me just let you know, if you're here sitting through our intermission, that we really appreciate you guys listening and watching. Oh, in the brown bag. Wait, did I not? No, I did bring it. It's in the brown bag. Anyways, back to us. I really appreciate you guys listening and watching, and Jazzy and I are really going to miss you guys next semester, but we're going to have our amazing crew member Tyler take over, and he's going to eat up every episode, so y'all better be sitting there eating with him. You're going to really enjoy next season, and you better fucking tune in, because we have Tyler on here, and he's going to rock your world, for better or for worse. And then I also have to say, stay tuned in, because Jazzy and I will be back. Yeah! We're just going abroad for a semester, baby, but we're going to be here soon enough. You're going to fucking blink, and we'll be here. Ooh.
Thanks for that intermission, guys. So Obama's tan suit happened, and it's an example of people weaponizing fashion.
The nitpicking of appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. In politics.
Perfect way to flow into Michelle Obama. We talked about her book last episode.
Yes.
And how she specifically did not focus, not that she didn't focus on her look, but she did not put any statement on it. She would never entertain a question or interview about what she wore, because that wasn't the point.
Yeah.
That's not what she wanted people to look at. She said in an interview I saw with Issa, what's her name? She's in Blackish.
Issa Rae.
That her and Obama worked as a team.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that there's like brains and bronze.
Yeah.
That means that they're working together. She worked for, what was her initiative to make kids eat healthy? It's not Feeding America.
I can't remember.
She did a great job on her own, working on initiatives.
Yeah.
And making things happen, and took away attention from appearance, what people wanted to focus on, and draw and break her down.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair. So we're looking at a photo of Michelle Obama's sleeveless dress.
And
Could the media get enough of it?
And if I'm not correct, is this not her first portrait as First Lady?
I think you're right.
Yeah. First official portrait as First Lady. Sleeveless. I'm sorry. Did you see her shoulder? Are you gonna die now? Like, the fuck?
The excuse of it being distracting is clearly outdated, but I mean, her first presidency was in 2008. Her first ladiness was in 2008. But people used, I know, several negative ways that people would bring her down for her strong shoulders.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, true.
So this, like,
True.
sleeveless dress really, like, invited the haters in to hate on her strong body. Like,
yeah, and
it's unfathomable to me that they would pick on something so empowering, like a strong woman.
Seriously. And also, like you were saying, it's in 2008, so it like for the time, it was a big breakaway from the modesty that was thematic across the, you know, attire of political figures, specifically first women. And so I think that also was a big step that people were kind of unhappy about. They were like, this is untraditional, da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but like, you got a shoulder too. We all got shoulders.
Setting a new precedent.
And it's setting a new precedent. And I think that in itself it's not like she's setting a new precedent for like women's fashion.
No.
She's setting a new precedent for women in politics, which I think is so important, because if that becomes then more normalized, that sets the way for more women in politics to wear a bigger variety of outfits and
that aren't confined to what's distracting.
Yeah, exactly. And not come under attack as much, because she's setting that precedent. And what a powerful position to set that precedent. First portrait as First Lady.
Yeah.
Like, what can you say about it? It's like, oh, sorry, I'm here. I'm in this position now. Like, y'all can't take me out. So let me show you my shoulders. Like, let me wear what the fuck I want. Like, and you'll appreciate it or you'll deal with it. And that's the reality.
Yeah. For context, the image that you see is Michael Kors LBD low black dress.
Yes.
But it's not very little, I guess. The only
she
thing
looks
that's little is the sleeves.
No, she looks fire. Like, she looks so good in it.
And pearls, where are they from? Oh, I don't know where they're from, but double string pearls.
So good. And that's the thing. I feel
she looks elegant as heck.
Yes. Like, and I feel like pearls are very, like, politics core. Like, I feel like those are very traditional, I feel like. So it's not like she's, like, breaking every barrier. Like, everyone can calm down a little.
God, she looks phenomenal.
She really does. But I have to say that it does remind me of an article that I read, and this is something that I never knew, and like, maybe let's fact check it, because I just read one article, guys. But apparently when JFK was assassinated, Jackie Kennedy was in the all pink
Chanel
all pink Chanel. It was her last day as first woman. And obviously JFK was assassinated. She gets covered in blood on her, like, pink Chanel outfit. I want to say the same day LBJ was sworn into office. It was the initiation.
Wow.
And she went to the initiation in her pink outfit, covered in her late husband's blood from the assassination. Yeah, like, wait, look this up. Because I am pretty sure what they said is that she refused to change because she wanted the world watching this initiation to see what was done to her husband.
Wow.
Was I
never knew that.
by AI, or is it real?
I see that. I wonder if that's from the Salt Lake Tribune. I'm seeing an image. Nope, that's from a show. But
still,
they're recreating the image. This is the real image.
Yeah.
And the blood is on her skirt.
So she pulled up to initiation, and you guys know initiation. Like, it becomes, especially now, it's been a big thing fashion-wise. Like, what are people wearing? Like, what is the look? And this was, in her own way, a statement to be like, look what you did as a nation. And it's like using, I mean, obviously it's not using like her fashion because this was something she was wearing before the assassination. Mm-hmm. But I still think choosing to keep it on versus change before is a really strong, like, powerful statement in its own way. And how, I mean,
I can't imagine making such an assertive move in such a state of trauma.
Seriously, I was gonna say, like, for me, even showing up to the initiation, like that is a woman in politics doing her duty.
It's interesting. I'm looking at photos now of that initiation.
Yeah.
And from her waist down is cut off. That being said, there's a biopic, like a series they made, show for this era. And in the show, they give full frame and show a bloody skirt.
So, like, they were taking the pictures to, like, cut it out?
I would only assume. That makes a lot of sense. If you're working in politics, I'm definitely going to cut out the blood of the initiation photo.
That is true. But still, like, that in itself, like, I had no idea. Powerful. I had no idea.
Me neither.
That was wild to me.
Yeah, that's insanely powerful. And I mean, that pink Chanel suit just came back this year with Julia Fox's Halloween costume. Just a little honorable mention. That caused a lot of controversy because she wore pink.
With the blood?
She dressed up as Jackie after the assassination with blood all over her in this pink suit. And people were saying it's insensitive.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't know she went to a political event right after. That speaks a lot.
That is wild. I think that speaks a lot, obviously, to, like I just said, like, her role as a female politician. And that speaks to the First Lady is a politician. Mm-hmm. Like, as much as we want to say, oh, they're just the wife in the house, like, no, they are a politician in themselves. They do all of these things for the country. And this is it. Her husband dies, and she still holds the political like position.
She showed up,
and she shows up to the political events. Like, if
I wonder, her team must have said change, and she was like, no,
seriously, I think
that's
what I read, is that they wanted her to change, but it was her decision to stay because she wanted. Obviously, she knew it was going to be like gory in the media.
Yeah.
And she wanted the nation to see what they had done to her. It was almost like, I get traumatized. You now see.
We're not letting you forget about this.
Exactly.
This was the same day.
Yeah, same day. It's like insane to me. Yeah. Anyways, I had to mention that because I remember when I was reading up on it, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Today, I know what I'm happy about. I know what a lot of us are happy about is Mom Donnie in New York.
Yes.
Recently elected. I know it's like since he got elected, there's about like 30 or something between 30 and 90 days until he's genuine acting governor of New York. Whatever. Mondani, governor of New York. Biggest voter turnout in a while in New York for governor. But there was recently a New York Times article about what he's wearing, and they called it a millennial take on his suits. The way that it's not necessarily fashion forward.
Yeah.
We were put on that he only rotates the same 6 ties. He started with those same 6 when he got into the professional industry, and he's kept this theme on as his 6 ties. He kind of rotates them based off of how he's feeling.
Yeah.
But I know, Lily, you read a bit more. Did they say much more about the like suit sets that he wears?
I remember I saw it online. He's one of those like street interviews with like some fashion just a creator. I don't think that's on Instagram. And he said that he's really not tapped into the fashion space, but people kind of have been nitpicking his looks, and he couldn't care less about it. But he does rotate the same 6 ties because I think they're important to him. They're both some sort of like special meaning, I think, to an extent, and also I just don't think that he cares enough to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the same theme of it's not about the fashion. They're trying to focus on the politics.
Yeah.
Mondani was never
True.
interested in the fashion of it, clearly.
Yeah.
But definitely his platform, regardless of his professional attire, has been being personable.
Right.
And him establishing that, whether he knows it or not, comes through in his, I don't want to say carelessness, but casualty about feeling free to kind of wear what suit he feels like or what he feels is appropriate.
Yeah.
And it's not a major weight on it. He's not buying a new suit. He's not renting the runway. Rent the runway, shout out.
He's rotating the same
Six ties.
Yeah.
Who knows about his suits? But this is definitely a modern example of a political figure that's in the spotlight right now who is not even putting fashion on the back burner, back of the mind.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't even want to bring it into the conversation. And that's a privilege within itself to be a male politician.
True.
Because Michelle could not avoid that.
Yeah, that's very true.
As well as our Madeleine Albright and Wendy Davis, who
all
we
of
talked
our
about
women in
earlier.
politics. Yeah.
Because no matter what women do in politics, people can speak on what they wear.
Yeah, because
like
I think
any
it is something very particular that for men, it's kind of very much a uniform, obviously. And it always has been of kind of like a suit, and that's your like professional look. For women, it's always been like differing. It's like a pantsuit, a dress, a certain style of dress, like different things have been acceptable by society at different times. And so it's more for women to keep up with of, you know, what will society criticize me for in what I'm wearing versus not. Whereas for men, it's like, oh, he's got a suit on, he's professional, he's tapped in, like, but I think that's a perfect segue to kind of talk about.
I was going to say, the pressure that they put on fashion.
Yeah.
We're going to flip the script now. Use fashion as the tool to push political movements.
That was a beautiful, wait, hold my hand. That was a beautiful transition, and I just want to say I really appreciate you for that.
From weaponizing outfits that political people wear to wearing fashion as a political statement.
As a political statement, and let's get into
Let's weaponize fashion.
So, obviously, there's another script to this where it's fashion and politics. Wait, what was the other side of it? Fashion and political fashion. Fashion.
Think of the one women's protest that they did in DC where everyone wore the pink beanies with the ears.
Basically using fashion.
That's attire for
as a political
move.
Yes. So we're gonna cover some historical movements that really utilized fashion. And to start, we have. And obviously, I just want to preface, we're not covering all that there ever has been.
We never do.
We're just covering a few. So obviously, movements have come before this, but we're going to start with the second wave of feminism. And a big political, like, fashion moment was the miniskirt. Because up until this point, it was modesty, modesty, modesty.
Let ladies show those thighs.
Exactly.
Maybe some knee.
Exactly. So it's like suddenly becoming less modest, fashion that is less modest is a political statement against that patriarchal viewpoint of how women should appear in society almost.
It makes me think of like the women's swimsuits.
Yes, the transition.
Yeah. There used to be, I've seen clips of police on the beach with like a tape measure, measuring like women's swimsuits.
What?
Back in the, what must have been 40s or 20s.
Crazy.
Or for the 30s. Must have been somewhere in there.
That's wild.
But yeah, one pieces were groundbreaking. And then bikinis.
Yeah,
and then we get to mini skirts. Sorry, second wave of feminism is what we're on.
Yeah, but I think that is like so powerful in itself because it's telling a message. It's, you know, that's
empowering.
Exactly. That's where we show that's where we see the fashion coming through as a message itself. And I think that's kind of what we're now transitioning to focus on, is that fashion becoming a message. And so the next movement that we want to talk about,
Black Panther movement, started in Oakland. Shout out the East Bay where I went to high school. One of my best friends from elementary school had photos of her uncle with the black. She was in the black.
Wait.
Her uncle was in the Black Panther.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was insanely super cool. And I even understood how cool that was when I was in elementary school.
Wow.
She like showed me a photo of her uncle with Malcolm X, and I was like,
wait, actually?
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh my God. That's so cool.
And her family isn't well off at all.
Yeah.
And I think that is a factor in using fashion not to climb the ranks, like how you might wear a pearl necklace to seem more elegant, but how you use fashion to make a statement.
Yeah.
And make a movement. Self-expression in itself, especially at this time. Black joy, Black thriving is a movement in itself. Because America was solely against Black people being equal to white people.
Yeah.
And so creating this, talk about uniforms, we could say that they all created community within this uniform.
Yeah.
With wearing their black jacket.
And this was something that I found really interesting researching about this, is it really was a uniform. And there was kind of like a reference, at least like the commentary on it was that it was kind of like not similar, or like, what does that word mean? Subversive.
It contradicted.
Yeah. So like, it's kind of like we have our own uniform. Like obviously the military has their green and whatever. Yeah. Like, but instead it was like, we have our own uniform. We in ourselves are a group,
team,
exactly,
enforced team.
Yeah, and it's like the black leather, the black beret, like
dark sunglasses. Yeah,
and so I think that to me is super interesting, because it's an example of using fashion almost like in commentary of fashion in an institutional organization.
Yeah.
To then make your own message. Like, I thought that was super cool, and that's something that I never actually really thought about in terms of, their fashion. I didn't think about its relation to the military and how they were trying to be like, okay, we're our own group. We have our own community, our own power to kind of like show this beautiful element that we have in society that you guys aren't accepting. So I don't know. I thought that was super cool. I'd never known that before. Yeah.
And it's interesting contrasting this Black Panther Party, how we've identified their uniform. They went all black, beret, and they wanted to look cohesive.
Yeah.
In order to bring their issue forward and be a succinct group,
like a collective.
And that directly contrasts what we were commenting on earlier, how politics today, Michelle Obama specifically talks about how she did not want fashion to be a part of her image at all. It would take away from the message, and it would be what people focused on. But here, this was a part of the message. It's saying we are a collective. It's building a team.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a contrast in fashion and getting your message across, as well as how it's individual and wearing the same thing that your team does.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the Democrats wore the same thing and all the Republicans wore the same thing.
Yeah.
We can't have teams like that in Congress. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Not to even think about it.
No, I do think
movements like this.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool that fashion was, for that movement, so integral in
not to mention the afro.
Message. Yeah. No, I do think, and it's like the all black, like it's like it is, like you said, the cohesiveness. It's spreading that message of cohesiveness in a society that was trying to create separation and segregation, like,
and becoming identifiable as a part of that team.
Also, yeah, because then it's like, it's almost like, what's the word? Like you see, it's like a symbol. It's a symbolization of like,
it's an emblem.
Yeah, like I am with this movement. Like fashion becomes, like, oh my god, I'm like blanking on
a
words.
tool to make community.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But then our next movement, obviously, is the hippie era, which is
was this in the 60s? I mean, so was the Black.
This was in, I'm trying to think when the Vietnam War was. I think it was in the later 60s.
Late 60s, early 70s. That's the same time as the hippies.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing.
Collided.
So, like, the hippie movement was in direct contrast to the Vietnam War. So
they conflicted.
Yeah, it was an anti-war movement, basically. And what I thought was so interesting about this is that it's like, the whole culture of that we know in like mainstream of like hippies and all that is just kind of like, we're chilling, we're hanging, like everything's like vibe. Baby. But something that I didn't consider before is like an element of their fashion is very much like all colorful, joyful, happiness, like all these like bright colors.
Fringe.
Yes, that like bring you to be like community, we're happy, we're dancing, we're singing. To make this political statement against the war. And so I think that's something that's super powerful in terms of a use of fashion, especially because it became set in stone as its own fashion era. Like if you think about like people like reference like hippie fashion all the time, but it really originated in this political statement. And the photo that you guys will see that we're also looking at is people in this hippie fashion face to face with law enforcement.
I mean, it's like parting. I was going to say it's like parting the Red Sea, but they were never a part of the same thing in the first place. I mean, you can tell they're each on their own side. And we've definitely seen this in our generation with protests.
For sure, yeah.
The way that our cultures, the way that our generation, and inherently so, their fashion and the attire they wear, enters conflict, front lines in these protests. No King's March,
for sure.
BLM, March for Our Lives, in the face of these policemen or bomb squad or SWAT team.
Yeah.
That I want to give them some benefit of the doubt that it's their job to be there. They need to be there.
Right.
But they're showing up to that confrontation.
Yeah.
And it is drastic. I do love this image that we have where she's holding up a lollipop. I'm going to also...
Is it a lollipop or is it a flower?
Oh, it's a flower. Okay,
it's like a little red flower.
That's
she's
sweet.
Like handing towards the law enforcement. Like, I think that's just so emblematic of, like, how that fashion movement was. Like,
well, yeah.
Joy.
Also, she took, like, a tab of acid before this. But talking about contrast in the face of, like, conflict, I have to mention that one photo of the monk giving the, like, side kick.
What?
Let me fix my... Gives like a kick into the SWAT team's shield. Tell me, he's in his full orange toga and everything. And
wait, when
was
this?
The full Karate Kid.
When was this? Was this same era?
Monk kicking SWAT.
Wait, was this 70s? What was this?
Think Thailand.
Yeah, but like when?
During a protest.
2022.
Let's
oh my god,
context.
I've never seen this before. Wow.
Thailand is having protests around the APEC summit regarding their political leaders and system. Pro-democracy protesters scuffled with riot police Thursday in Bangkok, a few hundred meters from the venue of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. So this is democracy fighting the government in Thailand.
Wow.
But I had to think of that because his religious attire in the action of something violent against the SWAT is so impactful. And this image
so true.
has become viral because of that impact.
Yeah. But our next little era is something that I didn't even know was an era, and that's graphic tees. And I didn't even know the like historical lore about this, but I guess
putting what you want to say on the t-shirt.
Yeah, like
Can you believe that?
That started with the environmental movement of, you know, obviously saving the planet, climate change, all this. And who is this? Sorry, I'm like blanking on who this is.
Thatcher's decision to allow U.S. Pershing nuclear missiles to be stationed in Britain despite the majority of the public being opposed.
So
you know what she wore?
50% don't want
58.
Oh, 58% don't want Pershing. So I think, but what's really interesting is I don't know exactly, this woman's last name is Hamnet, but I don't know her first name. But she was invited to attend this political event, and she chose to wear this t-shirt that she printed. And how the story goes is that she had her jacket covering it the whole time. And then when her photo op came with Margaret Thatcher, she opened up her jacket, and so this graphic tee with the straight up, very blunt political statement was immediately in the front of the photo, the focus. And I didn't even know that this is kind of like, I didn't know that graphic tees started off as straight up political statements. Like, I didn't know that.
Is that actually how they started?
I think that's what this is. This is a movement where graphic tees were like political statements. And to me, that's wild because obviously we see that in so many ways nowadays, using graphic tees for so many different types of messages, that political or not, like even if they're just like
my
funny
roommate,
memes.
Michael, he has a shirt that says White Boy of the Year.
There you go.
He did good on his presentation last semester. I was like just getting up, like on my computer getting ready for class, and he comes home from his first class of the day, goes into his room, and he irons this t-shirt. White Boy of the Year.
He's loves it.
I did great on my presentation today. I'm wearing this today.
I gotta iron.
He's like, I'm ironing it. It's gonna be impeccable. And that's his statement.
Oh my God. I love that.
It makes me think of that one fashion show where I don't know who it was, but PETA hopped on stage.
PETA,
and they were like, fur is killing everyone. Sorry, that's dramatic. And PETA does have some useful causes.
Wait, I like don't
but
really know what we're talking
there were PETA advocates that hopped on a runway in front of the models in their fur.
Yeah.
Holding their sign.
Okay, yeah.
Put up a sign here.
We have seen that actually, I feel like in fashion shows nowadays where like there will be protests like that. But yeah, anyways, that's like a really interesting tap into like the history of fashion being used as politics. Or like as a political statement. And kind of what's so important about that to us is that we are soft launching our magazine theme for next semester for the spring. Our George articles are going to be on the topic of politics and fashion. And so obviously next season you'll get a lot more kind of outlook into what we speak about in those articles, what different authors say, what different authors have wrote about.
Speaking of authors, Zoe wrote an article. Tell me about it.
I did write an article, and so I thought I would like talk about it just a little bit now while I'm here.
Have to while we're here.
So basically, my article is about wearing your favorite outfit, what clothes make you feel the most confident, feel the most yourself, has become a political statement in this regime that we're in now where identity is so frequently attacked. And what kind of made me think of this topic is I obviously, like I said before, I'm an international studies student, international affairs student. And I'm in different gender courses, and obviously we talk about like fashion with women politicians. And I saw one of my professors one day wearing this blue dress, and you know, it's above the knees, and I'm like, oh, like I love this on her. She looks great in this. And then it made me start to think about how many ways that would be criticized. like as her
I've
being...
never seen my professor in a skirt above the knees.
Really?
That being said, in the business school, most of my professors are men.
Yeah. But like it made me start to think about how that could be criticized. But then I was like, but she doesn't even care. Like she's out here, she's teaching, she runs like this whole department in the Elliott School. She has like this full position of power, and she's just out here being confident in what she loves to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my OG inspiration for this article. Is I was like, that's great, because when you exude confidence in what you're wearing, people pick up on that and they're like, okay, yeah, great. Like you're confident, you're doing your thing. And so that's why I think that I wanted to focus on people wearing their favorite outfit and ones that they feel the most confident in.
And being the best version of
Yeah, because that's how you most signify yourself and your self-identity. And obviously that is political, because nowadays with our current administration, your like identity is constantly under attack. Anyways, so all of that being said, that's kind of the gist of my article. And I had two models, Noah and Sammy, and they
Shout out Sammy.
Yes.
Noah's lit too. He's on the dance team here.
Everyone's lit. But I had them both pick out their favorite outfits, and I asked them I interviewed them a little bit about their outfits. They spoke on how their outfits like symbolized their identity, why they love their outfits, what made them feel the most confident about them. And then in my article, I kind of interwove, is that a word?
Intertwined
that with commentary on our current political climate, with all the different attacks on identity, and then also how fashion has been used in the past to kind of symbolize identity, and all these very fun things. But we'll insert some photos here because we did the shoot this semester. I know it's a little early for us, but we did them this semester and they look amazing. And the idea,
only get a few because you have to buy the article.
Yeah, guys,
you have to buy the magazine next semester to see the full thing because it's amazing.
Yes, but something that we really tapped into with this shoot was them just being happy, and what we said was, imagine you're in a photo booth.
Oh, that's perfect.
Isn't that perfect? Because I'm like, you're
like blinds are shut and it's you and the camera smiling like how you want the photo to end up.
Loving yourself, you're doing your thing, and like no one can say anything about it, and that's when it becomes
and it's all for you.
Exactly. And so that is kind of exactly what I wanted to write about. And yeah, guys, tune into our
magazine next semester
to read all about it. Extra, read all about it.
Politics this, politics that. Oh, I already live in DC. Isn't it enough? Can we do fashion update now?
Let's get into it. Oh my God.
We must start with the British Fashion Council Awards.
Ooh.
I mean, this is the fashion award show of the year. This is where those that are
tell me about it.
Idols in the fashion industry get their flowers.
Yes.
So we already talked about it before, but Anouk Yai, I still hope I'm saying it right. Anouk Yai, our favorite DC alum, she went to Howard, got scouted there, finally got her award. We talked about her winning it before. She wore a stunning cream.
I haven't seen this yet.
Right? Let's see.
Oh my God, she looks gorgeous.
White and ivory satin corset
Ooh.
here, and then gown. Does the whole thing. It kind of like hugs her. You're going to see it. It does the train too, with all the texture as well. Vogue magazine did an article on it, of course. An exquisite white and cream corseted custom. Delara, I'm going to butcher this last name. Findicoglu gown decorated with swaths of lace, crushed velvet, and satin with a dramatic train. It's a textured white situation, and it's beautiful. Something we didn't mention before when we said that she won this award is that she is the first person, she's the first South Sudanese model to ever win this award.
Oh my God.
And now on top of that, she is the most expensive model to book in the world. I mean, that makes sense. She just won Model of the Year.
Wait, that's
I
amazing.
would have guessed that before. And we talked about in the past episode how there was kind of, it was long awaited for her to win this. She got nominated a few years in the past, and she was notoriously snubbed when Alex Kasani won. And her and Alex Kasani are very close, and they love each other. Anouk made a comment on it, said, I love Alex. I'm so proud of her. You can understand my frustration.
Yeah.
I am proud of her and her work, and I have worked hard as well. When she got her award, her acceptance speech pertained mostly to empowerment for Black girls and women, saying, to all my little Black girls who are watching me right now, your color is not a curse. You are not a trend. You are not unfortunate. You are worthy. You are capable. And you are more powerful than you can imagine.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm so impressed by her infinitely. I'm so glad that she got to be put on a stage and accept this reward.
Yeah.
Officially. She looks insanely beautiful. And I saw her Instagram post as well after this event, posting with her family, how infinitely grateful she is.
With her family?
The last slide is with a gravestone, first name Bol, B-O-L, made me think of Bulbul, but that's the only reason I remembered it. I'm sorry, Anouk. But, I mean, that photo that she included in the end just speaks to how personal it is.
Yeah.
She is getting her flowers finally. And in that same award event, Jonathan Anderson took Designer of the Year in women's and menswear. Ooh. He's the first designer to ever do it.
That's tea.
Speaking about deserve your flowers, he's getting all of them. You might recognize him from his debut Dior show earlier this year, when he came out kind of bashful and smiled and waved, and he got a standing ovation.
Oh, tea.
Because everyone was astounded by the fashion show that he just put on.
That's tea.
He's worked with brands like Prada. He started his own brand, JW Anderson. He worked in Loewe. Loewe.
Yes.
And this isn't the first time he's won Best Designer either. This is his third time winning.
Oh, tea.
But he is the first person to ever win both women's and men's.
Yeah, that's cool.
But he's been recognized a lot for his impact on the fashion industry. I think what makes it so impactful is the way that he brings kind of conventional and streetwear, what you might wear normally, fashion, and making it high end and adding that chic texture or glitter or color.
Yeah.
And making it high end. And it makes it more approachable for the common buyer. Yeah, you guys see the photo with the Mac.
Wait till y'all see.
I like that one a lot. And he's an insanely prominent figure in the fashion industry right now.
Yeah.
Who can take him off of this pedestal? Who the heck knows? Last episode, we were talking about...
Wait, do you know?
Do I know?
I feel like you know.
No, I don't.
Oh.
But... Loki, I'm looking at...
Wait, I thought you were transitioning to someone who could. Just kidding, guys.
But
still no one knows.
I'm really excited for... What's her name? Please. Creative designer of Hermes that just got appointed that we were looking at earlier in the season. Yes. Grace Bonner.
Yeah.
I'm really keeping my eye out for her. And I'm looking for Hermes to kind of rebound off of some kitschy... I feel like the Birkin taken the platform for a while, and I think they can do more.
Okay.
That being said, last episode we talked about music artists in fashion.
Yes.
And Jonathan Anderson did that iconic Rihanna Super Bowl red outfit.
No way.
As well as another like Beyonce outfit on tour. We looked at her pregnancy outfit. Yeah. He did another one. We'll put those up. But he's insanely iconic. And I mean, the real question is, what's the secret recipe? I was talking about that collision of like casual and high end.
Yeah.
What note did he touch?
Who knows, bro?
This week
was this?
Yesterday, Chanel designer. I'm going to put on my French accent. Chanel designer Mathieu Blazy.
Ooh,
Matthew Blazy, but he spells it like the French way. So Mathieu Blazy.
Mathieu.
Pre-fall. I'm not gonna get this one. Métier d'art. 2026.
Métier
oh yeah,
d'art.
you speak French. D'art.
Pre-fall Métier d'art. 2026
collection with 2 separate shows in New York. Both were held in the New York subway stations, where all of the guests watched from train cars.
Oh.
If you couldn't make New York more iconic.
That's tea.
But it definitely put a new focus on unique skills of some Chanel workshops that are required to support and preserve that French craftsmanship. It's interesting seeing that in the subways.
I like that.
This is the first Chanel show in New York since Karl Lagerfeld's resign in 2018. That being said, Lagerfeld introduced the
Métier d'art
collection in Chanel in 2002. So it's definitely taken a new shape. It's first time in New York. And there were celebs there like Tiana Taylor, Meg Ryan, Martin Scorsese, a big fan of his, Bowen Yang. Sorry if I butchered some of those names.
Bowen? Wait, I love Bowen.
But the runway itself encapsulated the style and the passion of New York, if you can even do that.
Yeah, I love these fits that I'm seeing.
While still maintaining these classic Chanel characteristics.
Yeah.
Tweed, pale hues, buttons.
The I Heart New York.
Yeah, and so that's
Classic.
where it crosses over. That's I Heart New York with tweed and buttons. So, I mean, like, let's talk about, we were talking about the Jackie after JFK got shot suit. It's that same little tweed button up.
Yeah, like the pink.
Long sleeve and skirt setup.
Yeah.
Taken on this modern level, and no better way to make it modern and current than put it on the freaking New York subway.
Yeah, that's super cool, honestly.
It's interesting seeing Chanel brought down to earth like this.
Yeah.
I really like this Superman look.
I was going to say, is that Superman?
Yeah, it is Superman.
Oh, that's cool. I like that a lot too.
Okay,
Tappin. It's time for my fave bae, Timmy.
Marty Supreme. Have you seen enough ads about it yet? Have you seen enough advertising?
I have a confession.
Do tell.
So we will put this photo up, but a while ago, before the Marty Supreme ad campaigns came out, Timothée Chalamet put this photo up on his story. And it's him as a little kid in a Superman shirt. And it says, "Dream big." And this was like before the Marty Supreme
and people were like,
launch.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Stupid celebrity.
Little me screenshotted it and made it a Spotify album cover.
That's amazing.
And so that was my cover of my Spotify playlist that I made for like a year ago for when I turned 20, because I was like, oh, when I turn 20, dream big, like whatever.
Whatever.
Little did I know, it was actually the whole beginnings of a campaign for his new movie.
Insane.
Isn't that crazy?
That is really
That's
awesome.
why I added it in there, because I was like, that dropped before all the rest of this. Like, we didn't know at the time. But yeah, basically for Marty Supreme, for this new movie that Timmy is in, he's been doing crazy promo.
Yeah.
And something that I found so interesting about it is obviously the coat. I mean, obviously the coat is like so iconic. It's become such a thing.
Designed by about to butcher this again, Danu Mahmias.
Okay, yeah. But it's become such
I'll spell it out. We'll see what happens.
It's become such a thing, but they've been putting all these random people in it. And what I love is that he's following suit with the Dream Big post immediately after. So for example, we have like Tom Brady now in the coat, then a photo of him young in his like young football days, Dream Big. And then I can't remember her name. Do you remember her name?
Misty Copeland?
Yes.
No.
Like,
is that her? Yeah.
Biggest
She's the prima ballerina.
Yes.
Prima.
Her in the coat now, and then a photo of her as a kid, ballerina,
With
Dream
the
Big.
same orange.
Now
Dream
clock
Big.
this, in the same grouping, we have Bill Nye, the science guy,
You caught me off guard.
in the coat, and then a photo of him young science boy, like Dream Big.
Like I used to see in class.
Yes, and then most recently Michael Phelps. So what I didn't really clock about this, because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy promo. What I didn't clock is that the whole like theme of the movie is Dream Big, because it's obviously this table tennis player who like becomes huge. And so I didn't really clock that all these people that he was picking for the promo are people who have, against all odds, achieved greatness in the realm that they're in. Whether it's football, whether it's dance, whether it's science, whether it's Olympics, like swimming, like either, like no matter what, he's kind of highlighting all these people who have dreamt big and achieved what they wanted, and you know, gotten that greatness,
Made greatness.
yeah.
The only story that I know personally out of this, besides Timothy's, would be like Tom Brady. He wasn't a 5-star football person, and he wasn't supposed to get. He was like 3rd-string quarterback. He got put in the field once. He said to himself, once you put me on that field, you're not going to take me off. And he made a legend out of himself. It's spectacular. And I hope you guys all dream big.
Yeah.
And I'm going to dream big abroad. What about you?
I'm going to dream so big. I'm going to dream so big abroad, and you guys will maybe be in my dreams.
We're going to miss you guys greatly.
Oh, we're going to miss you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in this whole fucking season.
Happy just browsing.
Happy just browsing. Always leave a like and comment in the crotch. And please tune in for our next season. It's going to be epic. And then if you stay tuned, the season after that, we'll be back to grace your presence. We love you so much.
Bye, guys. See you soon.